Hello, ladies. Good morning. Thank you for joining me today. I'm sure some other people will filter in, but I do want to get started, make sure that I respect everyone's time, of course. I do appreciate you coming on. I really, really do. And you guys are so consistent. I love seeing the same faces and same names every week. It really makes my heart happy. So on this Tuesday, we are going to dive into branding. Branding, I feel, is so incredibly important in our businesses. And I talked about this last week. And every time I mention Canva, I feel like I pretty much mentioned how important our branding is because Canva allows us to really just it's exceptional, right? You can there's so much you can tweak and you can really come up with so many different versions of yourself really at the drop of a hat, and really tailor your marketing pieces and everything you make and everything you stamp your logo on, really tailor it to the clientele and the business you want to have, the clientele you want to bring in, the clientele you want to work with, and the business you want to promote, what you want the user on the user end side to see on the user facing side. And it's really important. I'm sure that you guys notice the majority of my branding is this kind of Miami style neon. And we all, I'm sure, remember my flamingo that I've named Mingo. He's just because he's cool. He's not a regular flamingo, he's a Mingo. He is totally neoned out, and anything I do, I try to, have him there. He's in my logo, and anyone that thinks of Rosie in Miami or Rosie Sells Miami, I think thinks of flamingos. I get text messages all the time. I'm not kidding, from either clients or friends of mine, even, or anyone, even colleagues, anyone that knows that I have this flamingo in my marketing. They instantly send me text messages wherever they are. Hey, look, I'm passing a flamingo and I thought of you. And it happens all the time. So I live it, and that's why I like to preach it. Marketing for me is everything. So let's go ahead and go to the next slide. So we're going to specifically talk today, and please, I'm gonna take my chat box off so I can see more of my screen. If you have a question or you want to interrupt me, say something, whatever the case may be, please unmute yourself and just go right ahead and talk, because I'm not going to follow that chat, especially today because I'm going to be working a lot on the screen. Okay, so today we're going to go through the psychology behind branding and logo design and why it's important to choose something as specific as colors. You might think like, oh, okay, I don't need colors in my logo, right? Or I don't need to use any color in my branding. And I would tell you that you're most likely going to not benefit from using all black, for example, all black ink on a sheet of paper. Why? Because then your sheet of paper looks like everyone else's sheet of paper. You want to make yourself stand out. If you've been with me from the very beginning, I started with branding in the sense that I even was showing envelopes. The envelopes that I send out are not white envelopes. I don't want to be another white envelope in someone else's mailbox. My envelopes are pink. My envelopes are bright pink, and everything that I send out has that bright pink color to it that matches my logo and is tied in. I want everything to be cohesive, and I want people to remember me. That is branding yourself. When someone can remember you and it's not your name, and they remember something like your logo or your aesthetic or anything that has to do with your brand, that is your branding and your marketing going to work right there. It's not your name. Everyone can remember someone by a name, but you want to be recognizable without your name. You want that flamingo to stand out, for example, right? So case in point right here, we've got the flamingo, but also we see the F here on the bottom right hand of the screen. That is branding. We know that this F dot is for freedom coaching. At least I do, right? I've trained to see it enough this many times. I see it all the time. So I've trained my mind already to know that this F is freedom coaching. So just as such, you want to do the same with your business. And the psychology behind it is really crazy. It's really crazy and very awesome. There's so many studies that have been done and are continuing to happen As you know, of course, the world changes and we become more social. This is so important. So go ahead and screenshot this. Catch the replay later if you don't screenshot it now. But you're going to want this and the next slide to work on your branding consistently, because I'm not saying that the brand you have now on, let's say, year 0 of business is the same brand that you're going to have on year 10 of business. You and your brand are going and should consistently evolve and become more you, and more solidify the consumer you want to draw and attract to you. So let's look at I've got the color chart here, which psychologically these colors are known to change your psyche and drive you a certain direction as far as sales are concerned. So let's look at the color and then take a look at the corresponding businesses. This makes a lot of sense, right? Off the bat, let's just start with green. Very simple. Growth, nature, stability, safety, positivity, wealth, harmony. Whole Foods. Whole Foods, growth, nature. I mean, it feels safe there at Whole Foods. Like, I get that, right? They're all harmonious there. It's a really nice environment. It's a positive environment. All of that is just check, 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 check. Starbucks. I mean, I'm gonna go to money right here because to me, Starbucks and wealth, right? Everyone talks about how you must be rich if you can afford Starbucks every day because you tally those $8 lattes and they get up there. So yes, they wanted to drive harmony and wealth together, in my opinion, with Starbucks when they did this branding, because those two colors coordinate with what this message they're trying to send out was. Let's look over at the black one. Power, elegance, professional, authority, mystery, right? I get that mystery because behind this black text, I want to know more. I want to know more about this company because they went so solid. In my opinion, this is me, right, as a consumer. Oh, like Nike, but okay, I don't assume all the Nike shoes are going to be just black and white. And they're not. But they wanted to be able to stick this Nike logo on anything they made, no matter what color it was. So when they're for fashion, for example, it makes more sense. And here you go, right here to the left, you've got Chanel. It makes more sense to go with a black logo because you're going to put that on a label inside of something, and you want it not to clash with that certain specific item you might be making in a color. Now, for real estate agents, we don't need to worry about that. We're not sticking our logo on colorful things typically, but if you do, make sure that it jives. Like my flamingo is colorful, so I make a point to make sure whatever I put it on, it doesn't clash, that it matches, that it looks cohesive, it looks like it belongs there. Because the last thing you want to do is, and now the last thing you want to do is to have something, come out in the wrong way, right? To get someone's attention in a negative sense. So screenshot this because this is really important when you want to think about how you want your clients to feel, how you want your clients to perceive your company. And then pick apart, it could be a little bit of what's in the blue. You may want to have responsibility and honesty as one of the pillars of your business as a real estate agent. That makes sense, right? But also I might want to add a little bit of mystery to my business, or really not so mystery, but like high end, like more luxury, and black is more luxury as far as logos are concerned. I want to add these things, and you can tie them all together. So that doesn't necessarily mean you have to have an all yellow logo, or because you want to be fun and energetic. You can pick yellow for, energetic, but then come pick some pink for respect, and then add in some blue here to symbolize, that you're honest. And then you've just tied all these things together, and these are the qualities that people kind of, they don't even realize it, but subconsciously they are seeking. And if they are seeking that, they will find you. You just need to brand yourself. Here with brown, I think it's I think it's interesting to see the brown with UPS, resilience and reliability, right? And strength. You can ship any box, whatever the size, those guys are going to pick it up. And that's the way, that's the way and it's just as a consumer's standpoint, see what it did to me. I'm already thinking about, I can ship any box because these UPS people are strong. So that's psychologically how strong and powerful branding is. So make sure that you pay attention to it when you're creating your brand, but also you don't need to keep that brand forever. My brand has consistently changed. I do lean for some reason towards the flamingos, always have. So I have incorporated that throughout the entirety of my real estate business in one way or another. This new neon flamingo is 2023 me. It's 2023 me being a real estate agent in Miami and working with people who are movers and shakers and love to be in the city. It's a vibrancy, right? I'm trying to really illuminate my branding, getting it to stand out by making it vibrant. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm drawing attention in that way, but I'm also using colors that do signify things that matter to me and my business and what I give to my customers as an experience, right? So you're going to see pink in there, you're going to see blue in there, I've got green in there, I've got orange, and I've got yellow, and I do incorporate black. The only two I can say I don't have in there are purple and red. Which, well, I could add red in there, but I just didn't think it went with the vibe that I was going for with the neon. I wanted to stay more like 80s and 90s color, more Miami vibe, but you totally could swap out, certain things like ambition doesn't necessarily need to be red. You can go more towards the pink side, and that works as your ambition. It doesn't need to be fully red. And there's all sorts of types of, here you have the color wheel. You can be all the way up in here. It doesn't need to be this fire engine red right here. So you've got, like, sky's the limit, so many different opportunities to continue to evolve your brand as you grow and as you change and as your clients change too. And so I've got one more here with additional companies. This one's a little differently laid out, but also something very cool to screenshot to have forever after, because these companies have chosen these colors for a reason. And so I would say just duplicate, if one of them has a sentiment that you really you want to give off as well, that you jive with, that sort of like feels like you, replicate it. Use what the experts here have already done and the millions of dollars of research that their companies have done as well. Use this and kind of use it as a starting off point for you. Yeah, peace with green. We know that seems real. Trust again with that, and honesty with the blue. Blue's a very calming color too. So if you want to seem, very, very calm and very inviting, blue's a really nice color. And you can also toe the line between that blue and green, which I like. It's me, my teal color that I use, because I like it to be, peaceful, calm and cool, but also, a little bold, because I want to throw that Miami in everyone's face. I want it to be recognizable. Fanta is like so recognizable, with those colors. It jumps out at you, right? It just does. And I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised that Oreo's blue, right? Because red is hunger. I just don't know why Oreos thought they needed to be peaceful, but or maybe when you eat Oreos, they wanted you to feel peaceful. But that's an interesting branding choice there. That's one I don't know. You don't see a lot of food in blue, and yeah, I'm correct in thinking that, because I don't see anything else here, right? That's food. Yeah, in blue. So interesting choice there with Oreo. But it's worked for them, so you can't knock it. Might have been someone's error, many years ago. Who knows, but it worked. So they ran with it, and don't change it if it's not broken. HP and American Express, I get this. You want trust and dependability and strength in things like your computing systems or the credit card you're going to use. So that makes sense. So you'll see how you go through it, if you screenshot this and take some time to go through each one and just think about it on the consumer side. As a consumer, yeah, Nikon's a camera company. Hello. You obviously want clarity, right, in your camera lenses. Um, Optimism with the UPS using yellow is we're gonna, we're gonna get it to you on this time. Like they give you a date and time for delivery, and that's what they want you to know. They will be positive and optimistic that your package is arriving on this date and time, and they're strong. That's like a really strong message that they're putting out there, and it's something that we remember. And why? Because color is tied into it. Our brains just work this way. So screenshot this so you can use it as you create and evolve your brand. Let's go on here. So I'm going to get out here, and I want to show you, excuse me, Danielle Arnold, who is on the call with us today. She's at work, so I know she would say hello if she could. But I want to share this with you guys because she was kind enough to share her logo with us. I'm going to mute you, Tori. Okay. Danielle was kind enough to share her logo with us. And what she and I had discussed was possibly looking at how we don't need to change it. It's a fantastic logo, but possibly elevate it, or give a different version to it, a different life, right? Like just another option. Why not, right? Just to see. So I know, Danielle, you can't talk at the moment, but I wanted to know, based on what I just went through with colors, what resonated with you. And you can let me know in the chat. I will open up the chat box to try to follow here with you. Let me know what resonated with you color-wise, because that's going to be able to help me tailor what I do as far as, suggestions or whatnot for any other options you could have for this. Any color jump out at you? Any sentiment jump out at you? What is it you want your clients to feel or to instantly think of? Recognizability when they look at your logo. Do you want them to know that you're a great agent, you've got their back, you're going to be in their best interest? You do want to keep this all black so that it goes everywhere, or would you be open to adding maybe one of those color elements, right? Adding a color element to it from the list, that those color charts, which one in here do you think resonates with you that you might want me to add? Go ahead and put that in the chat for me. If not, if you can't, then just for the sake of everything, I will continue and just pick one just for the sake of an example. But if you can, let me give you a minute. Go ahead and type in there what you see that you want to do. Okay, I can say this is first level tapped, creating my logo. Color-wise, I'm still unsure, very open to any suggestion. I want to convey my clientele that I'm an ethical person. Okay, so I love this. I love this a lot. Let's go back really quickly to that color wheel. Okay, can you give me a thumbs up? Can you see this? Real estate, very intentional naming it. Beautiful. I love that. Beautiful. Okay, so right off the bat, what's the first color I'm going to suggest to you? Yeah, it's going to be blue. I'm going to suggest you add some element of blue, and I already know where to put it. Some element of blue in there, because you're dependable, right? You want your clientele to understand and recognize that you're dependable, you're honest, and you're loyal, and you're responsible, and you want them to trust you. You've just nailed a check mark on almost everything right here in this category. So for me, if I were, to give my opinion, I would suggest you add some blue in there, or it just as an alternate version, right? You don't have to use it on everything, but on certain things, I would have a version that's got blue in there. So let's hop over and see what that would look like. So I'm just going to play around. Okay, so Danielle said in the chat, I adore yours. Thank you so much. And I would like, other than my logo, a color scheme and brand that also people can see and also say, wow, that's catchy. It's noticeable, it's recognizable, etc. But also one that conveys she's a serious individual. She doesn't play. She has our best interest at heart always. Yeah, 100% agree with that. So I suggest then, Danielle, you work on this, and I would love to see it. If you can send it to me throughout the week, and we'll work on it together. I would love to see you play around with the blue color scheme here. And I am thinking, because you have these buildings, which do say to me, do, scream commercial, but it does say you work in properties. So I think it's great to leave it vague, especially if you do want to work in commercial. Excuse me. I don't work commercial, honestly, all that much. So it wasn't important for me to have any sort of like building in mind. That's why I went with the little flamingo as a personal brand for me. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with leaving these here. I think they're great. So what I would do would be like doing like an icy blue, something that grabs people's attention, but like a glassy blue and something striking, right? Something with a little shine to it. So add like a gradient, on it, and play with the colors a whole lot. So here would be my suggestion to you. So I would go in here, and I know I've done a couple of Canva things with you guys, but particularly I don't know if you know the things you can do with with colors. You can do a nice effect on it depending on the color. So Danielle, do you prefer like darker blue, like a striking blue like this, or something lighter? Something more, something darker, something lighter, something more neon? Yeah, yep, definitely. Okay, cool. So we can absolutely work on this, like more one-on-one, Danielle, whenever you've got some time. If you go back to and I'll put it up again at the last slide, but if you click that QR code that I'm gonna have, you're gonna be able to just schedule a time on my calendar, so that we can just go through this and get you some different options, because I would love to work on this with you. So that's fun. So here, really basically, Danielle, just so we can wrap it up for everyone else. I would suggest adding blue to your logo as simply, even if it's just in here, right? Or maybe you can make these elements blue as well. And now you have, a fresh logo. And then what I would do, if we spend a little more time, Danielle, personally, what I would do is maybe we'll work on doing a gradient up in here in these buildings, with like maybe like a white or a gray, like so it looks silver. And we'll do a silver and blue gradient on this. Also, I think would be fun would maybe be like to add a splash in the background, for like a watercolor splash, let's say, for example. Let's see if I can do that real quick. So you go to elements and really simply just type in watercolor. You're going to see background slash splash comes up. So you've got a lot of options. Let's just go for a blue one. I mean, you want to talk about attention grabbing, there's that. That grabs attention. But I'm, not sure how you want to go with it. We'll talk about that, because the direction you want to go does matter. But just take a look at all of these different backgrounds, guys, that are just so easy to put in to use in your logo. So this one's really nice, and it's attention grabbing. And as you can see, it just popped right in there. And you can change that out. Let's say we don't like that. We want to add some gold elements to that. I want to bring this down, right? Because it's a little too much. We'll bring this down, let's say here. And then we want to add this position to be back. So we want it in the back, and then here you go, the building's just popped. Boom. And, you know, within a couple minutes, Danielle just revamped her logo, just elevated it, you know, has a different version. You can make this as large or small as you'd like. I want to make sure it doesn't interfere with any of her name, you know, so like that. And then boom. And again, Danielle, I think we should go in here and we'll gradient this and play with colors and things to see what suits you. And there's no one who says you can't have, you know, multiple options. Have your plain black one. I totally agree. Definitely, you know, more luxury will go on anything, especially a white label, white card. It looks very streamlined. But if you want to grab attention, you want to stand out, and you know, particularly for you, we spoke about your business and what you want to do with it. I think blue is the most fantastic color for you. I think it really checks off all the boxes. And then adding in that black, you've got, you know, your luxury element. So I think it works well. I think it's a good elevation, and I'm excited to continue to work with you on that. Don't forget to schedule that appointment with me so we can do that. And I look forward to helping you with that. All right, guys, I'm going to put this up here. Give me just a sec. So once again, thank you for joining me. Next week, we're going to look at welcome guides. Now that we, you know, did branding, I hope some of you come next week. Even if you're catching the replay, you join me next week. Having had, you know, done something to your logo, even if it's just creating a logo for the first time, you know, come to me next week and let's use those logos on these welcome guides that I'm talking about. I want to show you guys how Canva, you can use Canva to elevate your client experience with personalized welcome guides and templates. Canva does have them already there. Template is done for you. All you have to do is, you know, put in your wording and your photos and your logo, but you don't have to worry about how on earth do I create this PDF. I want it to look really cool, and I don't want to buy, you know, a million templates off of Etsy or Fiverr or whatever. So I'm going to show you how you can create personalized templates for your clients, welcome guides, and it's anything to send them, you know, first thing that, you know, say, this is my company, these are the services I offer. I suggest that you do it as a real estate agent for buyers, sellers, and for leasing clients. You don't want to leave them in the dark just because they're leasing. I know we do focus a lot primarily on heavily on buying and selling, but you know, we do have clients that are renting, and here in Miami, and I do that a lot. I do that quite a lot. So I'm excited to go through those with you. So yeah, join me every Tuesday at 11, thefreedomzoom.com. You register at thefreedomcoaching.com. Make sure to sign up for all of the weeks. That way you get the email automatically in your email. You can join instantly by just clicking the link. You don't have to remember or anything like that. They get sent, little reminders get sent to you. So I highly suggest you sign up and click every single one of the Tuesdays. That way you get those emails. And of course, our coaching platform can be found at freedomachieveracademy.com. Make sure to catch the replay on David Adam Kurz's YouTube. All of these are on the YouTube at David A. Kurz on YouTube. And over here, I've got my link, my QR code. Go ahead and scan that. That's how you can contact me for anything and everything. I am super responsive. I do respond to all my messages. Go ahead and scan that. You can also do a calendar invite, set up a little 30-minute session with me, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you about anything as far as branding, as far as mentoring, as far as your business, how I can help. I am available to you. So please, you know, I'm just a click away, whether it's a text, a call, an email, I'm here for you. And I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have via email on the replay. Just, yeah, shoot me an email, shoot me a text, and I'm here for you. I will see you next Tuesday, and we're going to go over welcome guides and using Canva for your welcome guides for buyers, sellers, and your renters. All right, guys, see you next week.